Hello guys, this is Dr. Lior Bar-El. Today we're going to be talking about two things here that I think makes a killer amount of difference that we need to, really think about. A lot of good stuff that's coming our way, especially to the Nintendo Switch. The first thing is I want to say thank you for everybody that showed their support. I just wanted to definitely just point that out. As always, based on your request, I did 3 mini-series that are completed already. The first one I just completed. If you guys, just completed that in terms of upload. If you guys look at the mini-series of how to build a gaming computer / post-production computer / productivity computer that has a retail value of $1,500 to $3,000. And you could build it on the cheap. And also, I just now finished, editing and everything for both of the other mini-series you requested. So I'm going to be doing, starting September, how to build a Star Killer helmet from beginning to end on a 3D printer. By end, I mean, of course, finished product with paint and everything like that. And then afterwards, I'm going to be showing you how to build a gaming / productivity / post-production desk from beginning to end, and I'm going to be showing it to you, step-by-step instructions of how to build it in that mini-series, but it has like a retail value of anywhere between, I would say, what's it, like $900 to $1,500, and you guys will be building it for a little bit over $300 to a little bit over $400. So be sure to, tune in for that. Now we're going to be talking about, first off, I got to say thank you for the Nintendo, the thing that I told you, I started a petition to Nintendo so we can show them that we want an exclusive game of WWE, since WWE 2K franchise all sucks. I have it for every system and it completely stinks anyway. It doesn't make a difference. I have it for the PS4, the PC, and I have it for the Nintendo Switch, and obviously it sucks. 2K really stinks. Whether it's Blind Squirrel or not, it's still a really crappy release, crappy game. Not just the port, but the game is crappy in itself. And obviously, I want a system seller. Nintendo needs a system seller, and I think that's the biggest problem Nintendo has right now, that they're not making exclusive games, but they're making ports. And, ports are great, hallelujah, but if you looked at it in my other video, I showed you guys exactly the how much they're selling of each. The 3DS is selling more. Other systems obviously are selling more because they have system sellers, exclusive games made for them. Now, if you guys remember, like I told you before, No Mercy was an amazing game. People bought the system. Even though I had other systems, I bought that system. And many people did it just for that game only. And if Nintendo finally hires out someone to build a game like, for example, No Mercy, like back in the days when they didn't have just one company doing a wrestling game. They had many companies, each one working for a different system, and they made exclusive games just for them. Nintendo was by far one of the best. And of course, what was it? Here Comes the Pain on the PlayStation 2 was incredible. But again, we need to have an exclusive game, and I think Nintendo should pioneer this right now, because should actually go out and do it. But they need to see, how many people want it. So far, I got 204 signatures. We need to share this with as many people as possible and get this on the go ASAP. The link is in the description. Definitely share it with everybody you know and have them sign it, because this is going to be extremely important, especially on how we want Nintendo to move on from now to and forth. I think it's going to be really a good thing for Nintendo itself and for us, the fans of Nintendo, people who love Nintendo and are standing by Nintendo. So I think that would be really cool if they had somebody, for example, the team who made No Mercy. And I know a lot of you guys wrote that down. Why don't you just hire the people there? Why doesn't 2K? We ask 2K. Well, 2K is ignorant. 2K is very cocky. They're not going to fire their own team and say, well, let's hire somebody that did No Mercy and have them build it. That's the truth, guys, and I thank you for writing that in the comments, but it just is not practical. It's not going to work because 2K is extremely cocky, and they're just not going to do it. It would have been cool if they did, but they're not. And 2K's vision, they're not going to give them creative, freedom to be, what is it called? Creative freedoms or whatever. They're not going to do that. In fact, what's going to happen is they're going to, even if they did bring that original team, they're going to have to work within the box of 2K. And let's face it, guys, 2K sucks. Their entire game stinks. It is lacking. updated roster, and that's about it. It sucks. I mean, my favorite games were No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain. That was great. You know, those were great games that came out, and you know, exclusives, of course. One for the PlayStation 2, the other for Nintendo. But the thing is, you know, you guys, we need to sign this and get an exclusive game made. And it would be so cool if we could get the people that made No Mercy, or even Bethesda, which, let's face it, guys, Bethesda did a kick butt, you know, they have a kick butt development team, and of course they hired out people, you know, wants to port the game, and you saw how beautiful it turned out in the on the Nintendo Switch. That would be really cool if we could get Bethesda to do it, or or you know, a different development company that's even brand new. They can't screw it up more than 2K did. And I really think it would benefit us all. So definitely get this out. Share it in the forums. Look it over. I spend a lot of times in the forums. I spend a lot of times everywhere trying to investigate things, trying to get you guys the info that's out there. And I think that it would benefit a lot. And I'm glad it's up to 204. But we need to get this up. We need to show Nintendo that there is a demand for it. And I think we all could do this. We could definitely share it with everybody on Facebook, on MySpace. MySpace, nobody goes on it, but I know some people do. But MySpace, was it Twitter, anyone, Instagram, anything you could do, get people to sign this thing. And let's get Nintendo to hopefully listen, and maybe next year we'll have an actual good game. As you saw, 2K claim they're not working on that right now. I still think we're going to have a March release for it, like they did on the PC for the wrestling game, for the 2K, whatever, 2K19 game. But again, it doesn't matter what you get. It still sucks as a game. No, even if it ran beautifully, it would have been great, because I would have had it on a portable device and I would have really loved it. But the thing is, you know, it is lacking. It's lacking in everything, and it just sucks. And either 2K can switch their game, or, you know, and make it better, or try to, like you said, hire the dev team. They won't, though. So I'd rather Nintendo just have an exclusive game, and when they do that exclusive game, it's going to be a system seller, and that's what's really important. Now we're going to talk about Sega. Okay, so I've been looking at the forums. I've been following it extremely, extremely close, as I told you guys in my previous videos that I did before. And it looks like they're, you know, releasing on Twitter. They're releasing on forum sites. A lot of people are rumoring, like, you know, like, for example, Crazy Taxi, which came out also for, you know, the phones and stuff. So I'm sure they can make that work. Jet Grind Auto would be so good. You know, another Panzer Dragoon game, Bug. How cool would that be if Sega could release? And they said they're not waiting for the Virtual Console before, when they thought it was going to come out. They said they're not going to wait. They're actually going to release their version of a Virtual Console. But Genesis is cool. But I mean, I would love to see games from the Sega Saturn days, from the Dreamcast games. And I know we have Shenmue 1 and 2, but we need 3 in the pack there. They should have like a trilogy, because 3 came out through some Kickstarter campaign. It would be so cool if they could have 1, 2, and 3 released as a trilogy. That would be sick. And then have a part 4, part 5, or whatever. But Dreamcast games, Dreamcast wasn't given a chance. It really did well. It was a phenomenal system, and it overpowered all the other systems. But in the end, due to how easy it was to hack and all of this stuff, and Microsoft pulling out, if you guys remember, Sega went bankrupt. Okay, and now they became into software. They became a software maker instead of a hardware maker. And I just really think that Sega would benefit greatly to rekindle that flame. And who knows, maybe one day they'll be in the console wars again and come out with their own console. They had a few people who did you know, a future console, one being a 4K one, which they were pitching to them, and Sega did show some interest, but they're not gonna, you know, I think they're playing it safe right now, building up, and you never know, they might be resurrected again. But right now, Sega would do a great job. They did you know, releasing it, Dreamcast games, porting them to the Switch. I mean, Royal Rumble was another favorite of mine, even though it kind of sucked, but it was an arcade-like game. It was the closest thing to PlayStation 2's, you know, whatever game, or PlayStation 1 SmackDown. But it was so cool. I loved it. But they had Panzer Dragoon and Sega Saturn, Bug 2, so many great games on the Sega Saturn. Night into Dreams, all these. Oh man, I used to love Nights into Dreams or something. It was Clockwork's Night. Those games were so freaking cool. And then you had Dreamcast, where you had Sega Saturn had Virtua Fighter 2, and it would be so cool to and Virtua Cop. And then Dreamcast had Virtua Cop 2, Haunted. I forgot what it was called, Haunted Mansion or something. I forgot. You guys correct me. I just remember playing it all day and beating the hell out of it. And I even took off some school to try to beat the hell out of that game. And they had so many awesome titles, awesome games. Crazy Taxi being great, and all the games that they had for it really was just out of this world and really incredible. And I think they would do really well if they would release Sonic games and all of that. If they would actually release that on the Nintendo Switch, they would make a killing. And sell each game at $10 or $20 even. Like Dreamcast games, even $20 would. People will buy it for $20, $15, $20, $10 for older games like Sega Saturn games. I think it would be great. And the emulation world is not doing that well. I mean, with the Dreamcast, they're doing okay. But with the Sega Saturn game, the emulation, I mean, just now they started getting a little bit knee-deep into it. But before, it was impossible to emulate the Sega Saturn due to the huge coding and all of that. They did a lot of anti-hacks on there. It was almost impossible. In fact, they paid a fortune for that, to the point that even developers were getting pissed off with the Sega Saturn to release that. But to play Daytona USA, oh my God, I would kill to play that game on the Nintendo Switch, off-road, all these awesome games they had for it. It was just incredible. And to see that being released on a portable system, let's face it, guys, on a smaller screen, it's going to look just that much better. Virtua Fighter 4 is going to look incredible. All these games are going to be great. Or even if they want to remaster them. I mean, think about Virtua Fighter 4 being remastered. How freaking cool would that be? That would be freaking amazing. So that's, that's really all I got to say about that. So be sure to be vocal on that as well. So I'm hoping that Sega would actually consider pushing it forward. They have showed, in the forums, they had pictures of Crazy Taxi, and I would just love to see other games, and I hope, they said they're going to try to put Sega Ages up on there, and they're going to see how the sales are doing. But the truth of the matter is, if you're releasing Sega Ages for Genesis games, and then look at your sales that it's not much, it's because it's Genesis games. So you guys got to understand that. It's, Sega's got to understand that they can't do that. They got to look at the futuristic games like Sega Saturn and Dreamcast. They were more in the future. They really were ahead of its time, and I think it would be great for the new generations. I think new generations would even enjoy that, and I think that's what they got to focus on. And hopefully one day when they do release that, just be vocal about it. I mean, if they're already showing Crazy Taxi, they could release Shenmue 1 and 2. They could release Dreamcast games, and I think they would make a killing. And I think Nintendo overall would learn from that. Instead of being idiots, they would learn and see the sell potential. Like, for example, they want to phase out the 3DS when the 3DS is actually doing better than the Nintendo Switch in terms of console sales and software sales. So you guys gotta put that into account. So that's really all I gotta say about that. Please let me know what you guys think down below. Let me know what you guys want to see out. Remember, Sega, Nintendo, everybody has internet research, marketing, all of that. They actually go on forum sites. They go on YouTube, videos. They look at these things. They, use keywords. That's why I put all these keywords in there. You guys look in my description. I always put keywords so people, these companies can always find it. And then they say, oh, okay, well, look, a lot of people are being vocal. So definitely comment down below. And as always, guys, definitely subscribe. Hit that bell button. There's many more videos to come. As I told you, I'm self-funded here. Just doing the investigations, doing the reviews, doing the tech reviews, all self-funded here. So I give you guys the absolute truth. The only way I get any type of support and love is by liking the video, sharing the video, subscribing, and hitting that bell button, as many more videos will come. But definitely I want to see in the comments below, if you guys could please comment down below, let me know what you guys are looking for in the Sega releases. What games do you guys want out there? I definitely want to hear it. I played every game, and we could reminisce. In fact, you can remind me of some games. Oh my God, Fighting Vipers, Fighters Megamix. Oh my God, it's just coming to me here. So definitely let me know down below. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye.